Hey guys, how are you doing? DJ AJ101 here with a review for you of the Acer Aspire AOD 150 netbook. Now this netbook is the seashell white netbook. It's a 10.1 inch netbook from Acer. Very nice netbook, I have to say, after using it for a few months. And since it's just under 3 pounds, it is very compact. I just want to give you my thoughts and give you a brief tour of the device. If you guys are thinking about getting one, on the right side we have right here 2 USB 2.0 ports, of course your plug-in for your power, and your lock. Just a little Acer logo right there. Not really sure why it's green. If anyone can explain that to me, that'd be really something. I have no idea why they put green on a white and black seashell netbook like they did, but hey, it's fine. I just use this netbook for light surfing and for getting my music for my DJing business. So, and we have our VGA output right there, Ethernet, little tiny fan grill for of course the cooling of the netbook. That's where the air comes up and comes out of the netbook, keeping it nice and cool. Another USB port, totaling 3. Your headphone, audio input, and of course a little SD card slot right here, which you can actually pull this right out of. Just a little plastic tab here. Putting in your SD cards if you have a digital camera. Put your pictures right in the netbook. Now as you can see, this netbook does have a bigger battery on the back. It does stick out. This is a 7-hour battery, which I've gotten pretty close to 7 hours. I've gotten at least 6 to 6.5 hours, so it's very close to the 7-hour battery that is advertised. And of course it's seashell white, which I like very much. It actually doesn't show that many little specks of dirt if you keep it nice and clean. It's really nice, very sleek. Bottom, of course, just has all your compartments for your hard drive, your RAM, your Windows sticker, and of course, not really even sure what this thing is, but you pull it off, you can pretty much plug and replace all your compartments. Flip this little switch, battery pops right off the top right here, the switch right here. Nice little grips here, so it stays where you put it. I mean, this thing will not move, I'm telling you. This thing will stay right where you put it, which is very nice. And of course, on the front here, before I forget, this is just your Wi-Fi connection. So you can flip your Wi-Fi on and off if you'd like to save a little bit more battery, which I don't really know why you would. I know this particular model does come with a 3-hour battery as well, so I'm sure people that get the smaller version will probably want to save some more battery as they go throughout their day if they're not using Wi-Fi connection. But like I said, very nice netbook, and this was $330, which is, I know, pretty pricey for a netbook, but for what it gets me and for being an ultra portable, and for really just because I know I use a MacBook Pro for when I DJ, this just basically was for my Windows only eccentric applications, which I need, which is for getting my music through a paid subscription service, excuse me, and for a Windows only converter. So I basically get the music and then switch it right over to my MacBook Pro so I can DJ with it. Works very well. Music comes out nice and clear, and it's very nice. And I just want to do a quick boot up for you guys. Before I do the quick boot up, I just want to show you the keyboard. It is a miniature keyboard, not full size, so that's another thing you might want to keep in mind. There's a microphone up here to the top left, and of course your webcam if you want to do video conferencing, and I have tried it out with Skype, and it does work very nicely. Your trackpad with single button, but it is multifunctional, so right side is right click, left side is left click. And it is a little bit smaller, but I will get to that near the end of this video and give you my negative thoughts about it. But right now I just want to give you guys a quick overview. To power it up, just to see how fast it turns on, it does turn on relatively quick. This one is running Windows XP Home Edition. I did get it before the Windows 7 launch was out, but it does fire up rather quickly. I'd say within 30 seconds or less, which is really nice. It's just loading up Windows XP right there. And what's amazing is this is not a solid state drive. It's only 160 gigabyte hard drive, 5400 RPM, and of course you can brighten up the screen if you want once it gets into Windows. And it does go up relatively bright. This is a nice bright display, I must say. This is very nice. Of course, it's going to give me all these all my pre-launch that I got going on here. And of course, I wanted to open up Firefox. Opens up relatively quickly. It's really snappy, even for an Atom processor such as the one that's in here. 1.6 gigahertz Atom. I upgraded it. It did come with 1 gigabyte of memory. I upgraded it to 2 gigabytes just to make sure I was getting the full use out of it, considering I am doing some music crunching with the conversion on here. And it's not as fast as my previous computer was, but all I needed it for was a nice little compact Windows machine to get my music, and of course, you know, to convert my music as well, which this does work and fits the bill very nicely. Now, as nice as this computer is, I do have 2 negatives about it that really kind of, you know, not too big of a deal breaker. The first one is, but it's really the keyboard. If you're not used to typing on a miniature keyboard, I know I was making a ton of mistakes with this keyboard when I first got it. It was absolutely ridiculous. I was trying to type and I kept messing up, you know, whether I was chatting with friends or just, you know, trying to type, you know, in email or websites or Word document. It really isn't, you know, full-sized as, you know, if you were used to a full-size laptop or desktop keyboard. You will have to get used to it now. After a few months, I have gotten used to it. I've gotten much better at it. And you just got to really watch where you type and just kind of get your hands, you know, in that miniature mode pretty much, you know, to make sure that you wouldn't hit any other keys when you're typing. But otherwise, very functional, full-sized keyboard. This is just a little bit miniature, which is a little bit of a negative. If you are like me and have bigger hands, you might have to get used to that, or may have to consider a full-size laptop. And the second thing that I would recommend getting probably an external mouse for, just because it is really small, as you can see compared to my hand, this thing is just tiny, is a little bitty trackpad down here. Let me just see if I can zoom in here for you guys. And it's just a little itsy bitsy trackpad. And I will tell you something, this trackpad is not very big at all. I mean, maybe 1.5 inches at best up and down. And you see, compared to my hand, this thing is tiny. And the only problem I have with it is that the scrolls up and down and from side to side take up so much of the side and bottom of the trackpad. When you're moving, you know, it's almost notorious that you run into that scroll, so your web page is going up and down and it isn't moving the cursor as well as you would with a full-size trackpad. So that would be the one negative. I would tell anybody looking for a netbook in this category, an Acer, Aspire, or a Toshiba or HP, whatever netbook you're looking at, is definitely check out the trackpad in stores. I was pre-warned of this trackpad, and I do use a little mouse with a little USB adapter for it, because this computer does not have Bluetooth built in, so you will have to use a little USB dongle adapter. Not that big of a deal, but like I said, if you're looking for a nice little cheap computer, little cheap netbook, this thing does fit the bill very well. And I don't know if you guys had seen my Light-On DVD drive, which is one of my first reviews on my channel. I got that specifically for this netbook because it does not have a DVD drive built in. So that's another thing that you really have to consider. You know, that thing was only $30. It's only a player, but really it fits my bill very well for what I use the computer for, and it is a very nice netbook overall if you're just looking for the basics of email and internet. So anyway, guys, this has been a review, my thoughts of the Acer Aspire 1 AOD 150. Or 150, excuse me. More reviews will be coming for future products on this channel. If you like, rate, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in my next video. Have a good one.